Testing.
All right, here we go. Just really brief. We have a hard time with brief, you know that. Okay. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Hello there, Lieutenant Jones from the Utah County Sheriff's Office. I'm here today with Spencer Cannon, also from the Utah County Sheriff's Office. Say hello, Spencer.
Hello, Spencer.
Hello, Spencer. So, Spencer, real quick, this weekend I had the opportunity to go and hang out with the teachers at the Teachers Academy, the Utah County Teachers Academy. It was amazing. You ever seen it?
I have. I went to the last one. Incredible group of people there because they want to do something good for their students.
Right. Kind of controversial. It is what it is. And I think what we want to do is kind of soften that idea and kind of show you what they do. And so we have a video coming up.
A short video. Well, it's about 5 minutes. This is going to be short, but it's just going to give you an idea of exactly what this is about and what this isn't about. Sheriff Smith talks to these teachers on their lunch break Saturday for about 5 minutes and thanks them for what they're doing and gives a brief overview of what it is. And I think it'll be good for you guys to see too.
So I encourage you to watch it to the end. We will also be sharing within the next week or so. We're going to share videos from that class so you kind of see what it's about. We do have a waiting list right now, and there will be another academy, I believe, in the spring. It's hard to say. Who knows what's going to happen in this world? We don't know.
We don't know much, yeah.
But I got to close with this one last thing. Did you know Julia Child? You know who she is?
The famous restaurateur, chef, yes.
Yeah, she was probably the most famous cooks ever, right?
One of them, yeah, certainly.
So did you know?
From our time frame, yeah.
Not our time frame. He's a lot older than me. But okay, if you makes you feel better. With that said, I just have to tell you this. Do you know the first thing she ever made professionally was shark repellent? She made little cakes that were shark repellent. She wasn't really a cook at the time.
Really?
As a matter of fact, she was too tall to go into the Army and too tall, get this, too tall to get into the Navy. So she ended up working for the equivalent of the CIA at the time, and she developed shark repellent, little cakes in little cages on people's life preservers.
I did not know that.
Who knew? Watch the video and don't do bad things, always do good things.
I want to thank every single one of you for taking the time to go through this course. To me and to all of the deputies that have been up here, that means a lot to us. That you guys care enough to come to this class, to take the time, your own time, no one's paying you to be here, to take your own time to be prepared. So as we went through the class, let me see, I might get them all. We went with active shooter, right? We talked about active shooter, some of the signs to look for, some of the history that we've seen. We talked about, we went to the VirTra trainer, right? So you did VirTra, you got to take, we talked about stress inoculation. So you got a little bit of a taste of that there. And then I think today, again, you got a little bit of a taste of that. That night you also had self-defense. You learned from Fight Back and Dave Acosta how to disarm somebody. We had the concealed firearm class. We had the mindset class and the tactical de-escalation. You guys, how many of you thought that was useful? Yes. Yeah, that's always a favorite. And we'll try to do a retrainer on that for you guys too, where we can spend more time just going over that, the mindfulness aspect. We did stop the bleed, and then today, stop the bleed. And then today we worked on firearms and just basic skills, got you up in a hot house. Not very many people get a chance to shoot in a hot house. You know, your whole life, even if you're a shooter, for the most part, you get to stand on a static line and you get to shoot. It's not very often you get to move through a house with walls and everything else. There's a difference there. So it's good for you guys to be able to feel that. And here's at the end of the day, everything that you guys have went through, this is what I want you really to remember is have a plan. Have a plan, whatever that plan is. It is a very personal thing. You guys have got a taste of multiple little things involved in an active shooter. You've seen where your weaknesses are and you've seen where your strengths are. We'll play off of those. And if you want to make your weaknesses strengths, work on those. If today you came up and you shot and you weren't as good as you wanted to be or thought you were, well then work on it. If the hand-to-hand combat is what really interests you, then work on it. If you love the stop the bleed, work on it. The point of this whole thing wasn't to make you experts in anything. It was to give you an idea of things that you need to work on. If you're going to carry a gun in school, well, there's some things that I think everybody would agree needs to be worked on. So work on those things, whether it's, you know, joining a gun club, you know, for the girls, they leave the guys out of this one. Is it a girl and a gun? Girl and a gun? Is that what it's called? There's things like that. There's a chapter in Central Utah. Connie Brooks runs it, but there's things like that that you can go and just shoot with other women if that's what makes you comfortable. And Connie's really good. She's a great instructor. So there's things out there we can send you that information and get you hooked up with those things. But at the end of the day, I've said this before, but at the end of the day, have a plan, follow your lockdown procedures. And at the average for a law enforcement officer to get to your school is 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Have a plan. What are you going to do in 3 minutes? Have a plan, and we will be there for you. Fair enough? So, and in the end, and it goes right back to my video I showed you guys with the little old lady at the school board meeting. You can absolutely make a difference. Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. You can make a difference. You can alter a very bad situation. You can save lives. You are capable of doing it. So again, I can't thank you enough for what you do as educators, for what you mean to us, for how you shape our society, and for your willingness to come to this class and learn with us. So thanks for spending time with us. If you have questions, you're always free to reach out to us to ask. We'll try to do some retrainers. That's been our goal, is to do, you know, some mindfulness classes. I want to get to the point where we can have times up at the range where we just say, hey, everybody that's been through Teachers Academy, I'm going to have instructors up here on this date during these hours. Come on up and shoot if you want. That's what we want to do. If you still need fingerprints, I know I've got a couple emails on it. If you still need fingerprints, I'm going to put Jeff Jones in charge of that. That he can set up a time and we'll get you down to the jail. We'll get your fingerprints so you can go get your concealed weapons. Don't let that slide. Don't let sitting through that class go to waste. You don't want to sit through it again. So go get your permit. Even if you don't think you're going to use it, go get your permit. Okay, we've got certificates and t-shirts.